Grounded theory is a research method used to develop theories based on real-world data rather than starting with a pre-existing hypothesis. Researchers using grounded theory collect and analyze data systematically, allowing patterns and concepts to emerge naturally. This approach is widely used in social sciences to understand human behavior, experiences, and interactions. Instead of testing a specific theory, grounded theory allows researchers to build a new theory from observations, interviews, or case studies. The process involves constant comparison, where data is continuously reviewed and refined to develop a well-supported explanation of the studied phenomenon. Now let's look at some examples of grounded theory in research. One example of grounded theory is studying how people cope with major life changes, such as career transitions or illness, without assuming any predetermined categories. By analysing interviews and observations, researchers can identify common strategies and develop a theory about how individuals adapt. Another example is examining how workplace culture influences employee motivation. Instead of using an existing model, researchers gather data from employees and managers, allowing patterns of motivation to emerge naturally. A third example is exploring how social media shapes self-identity. Researchers might analyse online interactions and personal reflections to develop a theory about how people present themselves in digital spaces. Now let's explore some strengths of grounded theory. One strength of grounded theory is that it allows for the development of new theories based on actual observations, making it especially useful for studying complex and evolving social issues. Since it does not rely on existing assumptions, it provides fresh insights that may not be captured by traditional research methods. Another strength is its flexibility, as researchers can adjust their study based on emerging findings rather than following a rigid framework. Additionally, grounded theory encourages deep engagement with data, leading to more detailed and meaningful conclusions. This approach is particularly useful when studying human behavior, as it captures perspectives that might be overlooked in structured surveys or experiments. However, grounded theory also has some weaknesses. One weakness of grounded theory is that it requires a significant amount of time and effort, as researchers must continuously collect, analyze, and refine data. Unlike studies with predefined hypotheses, grounded theory research does not follow a clear path, which can make the process difficult to manage. Another challenge is that the interpretation of data depends on the researcher's perspective, which introduces the risk of bias. Since findings emerge from observations rather than strict testing, different researchers may develop slightly different theories from the same data. Additionally, because grounded theory focuses on specific contexts, its findings may not always be easily generalized to larger populations. Now let's consider some alternative research approaches. One alternative to grounded theory is deductive research, where researchers begin with an existing theory and test it through experiments or surveys. This approach is useful for confirming or challenging established ideas. Another alternative is phenomenology, which focuses on understanding individual experiences and the meanings people assign to them. Unlike grounded theory, which builds a theory from data, phenomenology aims to describe lived experiences without forming broad generalizations. A third alternative is case study research, where an in-depth analysis of a single case or a small group is conducted to gain detailed insights. While grounded theory is valuable for theory development, these alternatives provide different ways to explore and understand social phenomena.